Legend of Total War here, and today we've got a saving a disaster situation playing as England in Medieval 2 Total War, where we've got to deal with some French forces here, and they outpower us. Obviously, otherwise we wouldn't have submitted it. So I'm going to read out the email first. It's really quick, just get some context, and then we'll figure out a solution to this. So he says, "Hi Legend, I'm a new player to this game. This is my first ever Medieval 2 Total War campaign. I would appreciate it if you could win this battle for me. Also, I'd like it if you reviewed how my campaign is going so far." Well, it's turn 16, and you've actually captured a pretty significant amount of territory for this turn. I mean, you conquered the entirety of the British Isles. That's good. So you've wiped out Scotland. Everything seems to be pretty much under control. Like, there's the settlements over here that have Blueface with no garrison in it, but I can see that you are recruiting something, so that's fine. That'll be recruited before you hit end turn. I don't see any issues anywhere, really. I mean, anywhere that's empty, except for here. But you haven't actually finished your turn yet, but also you're out of money. But I guess you could cancel some constructions or find some way to make some cash in order to do that. But yeah, I would not leave this without a garrison, although there's no real threat to it. You could... No, you can't send them back. Yeah, don't leave any settlements undefended, because I've even seen rebels just instantly pop up and go, "Ooh, I'm going to take this," and take a settlement. So yeah, always leave at least one unit in a settlement, or make sure that a unit over the end turn is going to get in there by recruitment or whatever. Very, very important. Chances are that a rebel isn't going to spawn there, but I have seen it happen, so just it's not worth the risk. Okay, so this battle over here, let's have a look. So we've got William the Conqueror here. So not just the conqueror of England, he's also moving on to conquer France. And he is 57 years old, good amount of command, good amount of dread, nice high authority, good. So he's probably got about, I don't know, 6 or 7 turns left before he dies of old age. There are the potential for mercenaries here. Your army's pretty fresh. If we got any of these units, I'd probably go for mercenary crossbowmen, because you've got a good number of spearmen already in the army. A crossbow unit would be particularly good at dealing with any armored units like generals that they've got. But you've also got a decent amount of cavalry. Have a look at what the enemy has got. So pretty similar, just messy army. Spears, archers, cav, and just more infantry. Now the thing is, because they've got their forces split up, that would give us the initiative to really try to make sure they don't get together. And I imagine that's probably where you went wrong. If these two armies got together, they would be bigger than yours, and then might cause you some problems. Now, another thing that might be an issue here is actually we don't want to annihilate this enemy too hard, because based on what I can see here, you've pretty much destroyed France, and that's their faction heir, and this is their faction leader. I reckon if we killed both of them in this battle, then that'll be the end of France. And if that happens, even if we wiped out both of these armies in their entirety, the settlement here is going to have a fairly large rebel garrison stationed in it that might be bigger than what's currently in here in the first place. So that wouldn't be particularly good. That being said, there could be another family member here, but given the number of units there, I'd say that it's pretty much unlikely, because it looks like you've been very aggressive. They tend to have a last stand. It's pretty common to wipe out enemy factions before you've taken out their last settlement. Happens all the damn time. So if we're going to fight this battle here, which we will, need to make sure that I reckon letting the king live would be ideal, because if I kill the prince here, we have the potential to wipe out the entirety of this army, which is much bigger and much stronger than what they've got in here. Considering this is all infantry, I might be able to run all of those down, but we'll see how we go. Basically, just let him live, and you just besiege a settlement and capture it next turn. So it would be good to get some mercenaries, but let's just deal with what we got here. Okay, so balance battle is definitely not in our favor. It's a weird thing when it says 1-to-1 ratio. Don't trust the auto resolve in Medieval 2. It's really unreliable. We are outnumbered by about 500 men, and their commander is better than ours. A night attack won't work. It will give us one extra... Sorry, it won't work to cut him off. It won't lightning strike him, essentially. It will give us one extra command. and won't give it to them. So that'll allow our forces to just be a little bit better, as in hold the line just that tiny little bit extra with that extra command point there. So it is worth doing. It's just, it's not really going to have a huge impact, that's all. All right, let's jump in here and see what we can do. So we need to be really aggressive here. Actually, defensive and aggressive. The enemy forces reinforcements are going to come in from their rear. Let's see if we can... Okay, that's not too bad. I just don't want it to be too dark because I want good visibility. Okay, so let me just reorganize this. Another good thing about using a night attack is all of the archers, for some reason, will be defaulted to flaming arrows. I don't know why. And that's inferior to regular arrows. Now, I reckon they've got archer superiority. This is why I was saying that if we were to get some mercenary crossbowmen would be best. But when they've got archer superiority, I tend to use loose formation. But when I've got archer superiority, I tend to go in tight formation. That's because not everyone is going to fire when you're in this formation here, but this is really just to draw as much of attention as we possibly can. Now, we've got a good amount of cavalry here. So I reckon the way to go about this, I'm going to... Yeah, I'm going to split this up into essentially two groups. Not control groups, but two groups. To go around the first army and try to get to the reinforcing army.
The enemy are bringing in reinforcements.
Okay, so let's get moving now. So we've got to go wide around them, but we don't want them to team up. Now, another thing is that I don't want to kill their king. I do want to kill their prince. Alright, so usually the enemy will advance on us. Usually, but let's just see. If they send their cavalry against us here, that's fine. So, we want them to be drawn over this way. Now, if we don't... Just bear with me a moment here. If we don't beat that reinforcing army quickly, then our infantry are going to get overwhelmed extremely fast. So I've kind of got to get over here, get rid of these guys before the main fight begins, although they do appear to be bringing their cavalry around this way, but they might just be reforming, trying to figure out what we're trying to do. So that's where we're trying to go over here. Alright, so their missile units will probably be easy to deal with by charging into them, but their melee infantry, especially the Sergeant Spearmen, be careful about that because this guy's a fairly good commander, which means extra morale for their units. Like I said, if I can get in there and kill him, I think that'll be really good. But they're getting organized really quickly. We do not want to be charging in on Sergeant Spearmen. Yeah, see how they're using the flame arrows? That's bad. Because flame arrows, while they do individually more damage, they fire really slowly, so it's overall less DPS. Okay, the rest of the army is marching over that way, that's good. Just try to avoid their princess coming in over here. We got to keep in mind, we want him to leave the battlefield. So I'm just going to terrify him and then get out of the way. Now, if I end up killing him, then I have to let this one here leave. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Alright, start backing off. I've got him surrounded. Start backing off. So we're slaughtering this first army. We haven't killed the king yet.
The enemy are badly bloodied.
Let him go.
They have lost half their men.
Okay, good. They haven't really advanced that much over this way. Okay, Fighting these Sergeant Spearmen here, probably not great, since we didn't kill the enemy king. I'm trying not to. Okay, he is coming after us, though. Okay, these ones over here starting to rally. We do want to run these guys down. Like, Sergeant Spearmen aren't exactly fantastic troops, it's just we needed to charge in there and try to break them again. Okay, so far, only suffered a few casualties, nothing severe. Good, we've managed to break them. Okay, cool, let him go, let him go. Don't run him down, let him go. Kill his army, don't get me wrong, but let him go. That's it. Now we actually need to run down every last one of their infantry if we can, because everyone that gets away will survive. This isn't a case of 85% and we wipe out the enemy army, because the enemy general is getting away. But we let him go. Good, that's exactly what we want. Okay, that way they don't get wiped out and get turned into rebels and spawn additional units. Okay. Now, another downside to what we've done here is that we're probably a little bit tired. No, they're not advancing on us at all. Okay, well then, we'll advance on them. Where's the... Okay, move up to here. See, if we get rid of all their infantry, which so far I think we have succeeded. I think only the king got away. Good. Alright, good. Now we're in a good position. Wait. Yeah, that's the king over there. Okay, now we're in a good position to recharge them. Bounce power looks good. Now, they've got the high ground over here, and they probably have missile superiority. But they do have a lot of cavalry as well. So if I go charging in here, our cavalry is going to get fucking wrecked. So we don't want to do that. I mean, we might still win, but we're going to lose a lot of cavalry. And I'd much rather lose infantry than cavalry. So they'll have flaming arrows on. And we won't. So our archers should actually have higher DPS. Actually, there's not that many missile units there. Maybe I will go into a tighter formation, but they still do have the high ground to their advantage. Huh? Oh. Oh, I didn't know they were going to do that. Okay, I need to get around there. There was a straggler that got away. Don't send the infantry after him. They'll never catch him. Send the hobblers. I don't know if they're going to get him either, because that's fairly close to the edge. I don't think they're going to make it there in time. So that's who they were shooting at. I thought they were bloody firing at a pretty long range. There's no way we're going to catch it. Look, 28 peasant archers getting back into the city is no big deal. Okay, move up. We may need to put these guys here in skill trim. Don't worry about the catching them. It's not going to work. All right, everyone, get into skill trim, and you lot start falling back. So you can see here we've got a really good pincer, but it'd be good if their cavalry were committed into the spears first, and then we recharge them. Now, as for this army here, complete annihilation of it and execute captives. Just obliterate them. That's what we want to do here. And that'll leave you to have just a very easy capture of that castle. Okay, they're backing off a little, quite a bit here actually. Back off themselves. Like I said, I do not really want to engage Cav versus Cav here. It's not to our advantage. I also just realized why they routed so easily, because of all the dread on King William. Okay, you know what? While they're stuffing around like this, why don't we charge at them? since they're being skittish, we'll be the one to charge up the hill, pin them down. I'll stop if they start to charge. But yeah, I've got to make sure that they're just not overwhelming our cavalry. Once they're pinned down at the front, as long as our guys here don't break immediately, we'll charge in and we should just cause a mass rout near instantly. But I've got to pin them down first. So it doesn't matter about flanking with the infantry. Probably would have been good to keep William here, but we'll see. I mean, they're not really charging in on us. That's it. Bring them over here. Good, they didn't really charge at us at all. Okay, the flame arrows actually could be a little bit of an issue due to our morale, but it seems to be holding. Now that they've committed most of their cavalry, not all.
Winning the battle. If we continue like this,
we're going in.
we will smash the enemy.
So they left some units in reserve, which doesn't seem to be doing them any good. Guys, get in there. That's it. Got to get to the rear of this here. Smash them. There's their prince. Good. Starting to rout them here. Get that dread right in there. Dreadful boy. Terrify them. Don't let this one here get away. Don't let him get away. Good. Most of the army's on the run. It's just the general now. Now those cavalry here.
The enemy are badly bloodied.
Yeah, it looks like they're making a run for it.
The enemy general.
As long as we catch him,
press onward and break the spirit of his army,
and then kill 85% of their army. Got him.
The enemy general.
Then this entire army will get obliterated. This is why I wanted to make sure just this guy here died, not the king.
The enemy army
got him.
flees the field.
So it says we're at 91%, but I pretty much 99% obliterated the reinforcing army. So I think we're not quite at 85% with this one here yet. But yeah, if we manage to obliterate them, that will include these cavalry here, which you don't want to have to fight their cavalry again, because that's their strongest units. Which is why I wanted the garrison to be the one to get to survive. Alright, there we go. So overall casualties on our side are 21%.
The enemy are utterly vanquished.
18%, because you get some recovery.
This is a great victory, worthy of only the mightiest.
1,700 of them captured. Out of, was it 2,500? 12,000. Thing is, if you ransom them, I mean, the chances of them actually having enough money to pay for it is pretty low. I'd say it's, yeah, really unlikely that they'd even have enough. You're already excommunicated, so who cares? In for a penny, in for a pounding. And since dread is really important for William, that's the way to go.
Such is the fate of all.
So 54 peasant archers got away, so there was not just that other unit. But that's not going to replenish, not going to have any chance to recover that unit over the end turn.
My king. We shall slaughter them, my lord.
And that should be an easy auto resolve to beat that now. So you're not going to have a difficult siege whatsoever. Now, one thing I'm curious about is whether or not it would have actually wiped out the faction if we had killed him. Because yeah, if I had killed him and it didn't wipe out the faction, we could have just captured the settlement. But I had a heavy suspicion that would have been the end of them. But I don't know for certain. Now, if I hit end turn here, he seems to have other things going on. So it's not a disaster campaign by any means. So I've done everything that I need to do. But what I want to do here is just quick save it and hit end turn just to check. I'll send him the quick save basically. but I want to see if this actually wipes out the French. Now, there's always a possibility that they'll get a man of the hour over, like a adoption candidate over here, over the end turn. Hard to say, but I'm just checking. Still the same number of them in there, so probably not. Let's see if I was right.
They'd never been born, sire. Victory!
I was right. I was right. Good. So I made the right decision by letting the king live. Because yeah, if we hadn't done that, see how basically they get stronger when you wipe them out. It just means you have to deal with a lot more force. So it probably would have been an even larger force in Tolu than what we see here, because this is only a large town where this is a castle. So yeah, definitely made the right decision to let the king live, besiege the settlement, and then just kill him on the next turn. Cool. Alright, guys, well, that's the end of this one here. I think he's done really well so far in this campaign. I'm not seeing any real issues. I mean, for turn 16/17, really aggressive campaign, that's what you like to see. The fact that you, again, excommunicated, it doesn't matter when Pope Gregory dies in, I don't know, 20-odd turns. You just get reconciled. You could always send the Pope, send a diplomat to the Pope to get reconciled. But, you know, having the territory here, that's all that really matters, I think. And the only real penalty, if you have a look, excommunicated, you got a 10% public order penalty there, and it's a bit larger in the actual city, so it goes up to 20% there. But, you know, you've got it on very high taxes, and the public order is fine. I probably wouldn't have it on such high taxes, because it will stifle the growth of these settlements a little bit. Because eventually you're going to run out of things to build. It's probably okay for London. It looks like it's going to get to 6,000 without too much delay. But with other settlements, such as Rennes, I would lower the taxes here, because it's not that huge of a difference between low taxes and very... it's like a third of their money. I guess it comes down to how aggressively you want to progress through the campaign and how much money you desperately need. That being said, sacking Tolu, you get a fair bit of money from doing that. It's up to you how you want to go about it. But yeah, if anything, I think you're showing a level of aggression that makes me doubt that you're actually a new player. That's what I think. I press X to doubt, basically, because yeah, you're just doing too well for that to be a to be a new player. But anyway, if it is the first time you're playing, great job. You're doing very well. A lot of potential. Anyway, guys, that's the end of this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Appreciate you, and thanks for sending in a Medieval 2 save file. We'll see you next time, guys. Later.